Oh, hello. So look at my teacup, you guys. It's Tea Talk Thursday. It has a lid and it has the strainer where you can strain loose leaf tea. Isn't that cool? And then you could put it here on the lid once it's steeped long enough. I have a couple of those cups. I really like them. Yeah, they're nice, aren't they? It makes it very handy. And also, wanted to show you guys this in case you haven't seen it. I have not posted it, but a few people have seen it and have already placed orders. So it's these camo ones. So it comes in green, in a TN type, and it can also come in a folio. But the thing about it is that we cannot do these folio cords unless it is on a thicker notebook. So that would be either on the olive or on the Levi. So if you're going to get a folio and it's just going to be plain with no pockets, we cannot put the cords in here because it would make it too floppy. And it'll fall apart like that. But we can, if you wanted a folio style, we can make these into folios, of course, with the olive and the Levi background. And then I think what I'm going to do too is I'm going to offer it to come in, since these are going to be something that is not really limited. This leather is not limited, as far as I know anyway. You never know when they stop carrying it, but right now it's definitely not limited. I figured that maybe we can make them also in the satchels so that it can be all matchy-matchy, which we haven't made one up yet, but we will, because this leather is going to work as a satchel. So do you guys have any questions? I had said on my stories that I'm going to answer questions. If you have any questions, product questions, life in general, husbands, children, homeschooling, and I will try to answer questions if I can. Oh, I was saying the reason why I thought, I'm going to do this today, might as well. I'm supposed to actually be working on my California sales tax. But me and my paperwork, not something I like to do. So I'm putting it off. I'd rather be here with you guys. Do you guys want to see what I'm using these days? My everyday carry right now is this one here. It's a B6 Plus. I started this in January and I'm still in it and I'm actually enjoying it. My plan this year was to use different ones, but I'm really liking this, so I think I'm gonna keep using it until February at least. I'll show you guys. So this is my everyday carry, and in it, typically I have all my cards, which would be my ATM cards basically, in these pockets, because I like to have everything in one place. And that's where I carry it. Since it's my everyday carry, it's with me all the time. If I need to pay for something, then I could just take it right out of here. And in the front there is a washi card. Always cannot leave home without washi. And here on the one side I have a field notes large. And in here, I basically write notes for things for work, mostly work related. Quick drawings, just things like that. Notes, so large field notes that's on the left side. And then over here on the right side is the Leuchtturm B6 Plus calendar planner. I'll show you guys what it briefly looks like. That's the monthly spread. And then the weekly spread I've been drawing in. That's what I can show you guys. I've been drawing them in. And I've really enjoyed doing that because I am not, right now, these days, I am not drawing or anything like that. I'm pretty much writing only in all of these. So in just drawing in the lines and writing the days on it, I'm kind of enjoying doing that and just spending a little time. And then as you can see here, I just put a couple of stickers. Nothing major. I'm really simplified right now because I've got a lot going on. And sometimes when you have a lot of stickers and things like that, it gets confusing. So I'm going to show you guys what I generally do then, what I've been doing. I tried doing a different format the first of the year. I tried this format where they're boxed, so it's Monday through Sunday. So I did it by blocking the days, and I kind of didn't like it. So I began to do it this way. And I'll show you the one I just started for next week. And what I noticed is I started doing the weekly this way, right? And then I wanted to conserve space. And so 1 week is up here, and then there's another week here on the bottom. But then I also started writing some notes and my journaling with it. So it's right after that page, that weekly page. I started writing some journaling, some notes on things I'm listening to, stuff like that. And I realized I would really like all the weeklies in one spot. I think it will just simplify my system even more. So I began to do this right here yesterday. This keeps flopping. Let me put this cover. See, it kind of flops around. Not as bad as if it was an A5, but even so, I kind of like it to just not flop around like that. I'm putting the cover into the sleeve to stop it from doing it. So I put the other cover on the other side of the sleeve, so now it's not flopping. So I decided I'm going to put the weeklies all in one bunch, right? For every month at least. So in January, since we're going to, next week, it's going to start in February, I'm going to put all of these bunched up for February. And this is what it looks like. So I'm putting the times here because I kind of like that, so that when I have an appointment, I will put it on the time that the appointment is at, and then typically I will highlight it. And the rest of it, I'm just writing down like a list, a checklist. This one's the next page after that. As you can see, I haven't finished it. And what I did try is just doing it without trying to use a ruler, and I'm doing it by hand instead, and it has kind of a rough feel to it, a rough look to it, and I kind of like that. It's not finished, as you can see. How many journals and planners do you have going on right now? A lot. oh yeah, I was supposed to be showing that to you, huh? Not these details. I'm using this for everything. Well, pretty much everything, because if I was using it for everything, this would be my only journal, right? But I have more than that. Then I also have this journal, which I haven't really updated, bad me. I do well for a week, and then I don't the next week, and then week after that I get going again. Anyway, I have the Hobonichi weeks, and this is specifically for my health. So in here, I just kind of write down my weight and my exercise and things like that. And like I said, it's not really filled up or anything because I'm behind on it. Some weeks just doesn't have anything. This one is the Illy with that dark mustard, which we're quickly running out of. So this one is natural leather, and this is the health one. Oh, I'm also using one that I've had this for a long time. I took this out because I've had it in a leather that is actually, I believe it's going to be used for the second installment of the current subscription, and I needed to take it out because I was showing this notebook. Didn't want to ruin the surprise. It's backwards on your screen, but it's like an R, and that's the natural branding from the farm where it came from. So it looks like an R. See that? Backwards. And this one here is an A5 techo from Hobonichi with one of my inserts, Sojourner inserts in the front, Tomo River paper for notes or just scratch paper. And what this is, it is my scripture journey book. Every week that name changes. So anyway, in here, it's where I write my prayers. I add other things, but everything has to do with spiritual side, God and all of that. So me writing a letter, not a letter, but journaling, talking about what I've learned. Yeah, so things like that. And then when I'm doing the verse mapping, I include it in here. And in the front, actually in the monthly section, I use it for a gratitude. I'm writing down things that I view as a gift, because every day to me there is a gift from the Lord, right? Whether it's breathing, whether it's someone taking you out to lunch, someone taking the time to encourage you. I'm writing those things down, so they're all in here in the monthly. So it's like a gratitude journal or a gratitude list. And then at the beginning of the month, what I began to do is, you know how you have the beginning where it says, like on this page right here, the beginning, there's just an empty spot for each month. I started writing down names of people I need to pray for so that I can look at this. I mean, there's more people than this usually, like my family and all that, but those are people that I know that I pray for regularly, so I don't need to list them here. But these are requests from people. So I started doing that, so it's at the beginning of the month. So yeah, that's it. And then the other thing I'm using, which many of you have been noticing in some of my posts, is my iPad. I have been using my iPad recently, and mainly it's for my Bible study, because I've found that I'm gone a lot and I do a lot of things outside of the home. So all of these I just keep at home pretty much. Today I have them because I wanted to use them today. So I thought I was going to use them, but I haven't yet. But the day is not over. So this is basically what I'm carrying now all the time, and also my iPad. And the reason being is because if you haven't seen the last couple of videos, the last couple of lives that I've had, I have been showing how I've been using the iPad for Bible study, and that has just made things so much easier because I don't have to bring my big Bible, I don't have to bring the reference books, I don't have to bring the books that I'm reading about studying and things like that, and it's all just being contained in here. And it's just making things much easier because, like I said, I don't really want to carry a lot of things with me, and so basically this is what I carry on the everyday now. But I do not journal in here. I do not like to journal at all. I mean, if push comes to shove and I didn't, for some reason, have my all-in-one notebook with me, then maybe I'd use the iPad, but I would still print it out and then put it within the pages of my journal because I love the feel of paper. I like the look of paper, and I just cannot see myself planning or journaling in an iPad. I just can't. There's just a disconnect for me. I know there's a lot of people who can use it for those things, but it feels disconnected. And even with that, I'm having to make sure that with my Bible studies, I like paper too, but I'm having to compromise since it's just better for me travel-wise and everything else. Oh, and by the way, I also use a small one like this. Sometimes when I know I'm not going to really look at my calendar, like last night, I went to see the Piano Guys, which is like a concert, and I knew I wasn't going to need my calendar. And so what I did is I just put my cards in here, my driver's license and my card, put it in here, and a place where I can write, because at any given time I just want to journal, so I will. And what I do is I will just rip it and then put it in here. I would just tip it in. That's what I do. I just don't worry about it. If I don't want to carry this big thing, like I didn't want to carry this in the theater, I just took this. And that's what's nice about it, because I could just stuff it with the cards that I do use and maybe some cash, which doesn't generally happen, but I had some cash. So that's another thing that I use. So right now, oh, and I have the Hobonichi 5-year one. So it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. The B6 Plus is fun. I like it. Like I said, I liked it so much that I've not changed yet. I think everybody today should make a stack like this and take a picture and then tag me so I can see. I'll have to do it when I get home. Okay. I would love to see everybody's stack. I will take a picture of my planner stack and post it. Okay, cool. So your questions. Do you guys have questions? Some were saying that I was probably missing the questions. Can you take pictures of the travel satchel in action when you are in New York? Sure. Yeah, I'll show it to you in action. I did have one picture when I was over at JPL with my daughter. I did have a picture of it. Satchel and camo would be amazing. Please make it. Okay. What is your current favorite fountain pen? My current favorite pen, which is the Pilot, the one that clicks, Vanishing Point, is my favorite right now. And unfortunately, none of them are inked. It ran out of ink and I haven't had a chance to ink them. But that's a good reminder because I want to ink those. I've never owned a Sailor, and so I bought one during Christmas time for myself. So that should be in any day now. I suspect it might become my favorite for a while. Maybe it'll be in today, and then I'll show it to you guys. It's a beautiful color. Oh, have you guys been watching the videos that I've been doing on Bible journaling and such? What it is one of them I'm talking about really the iPad and how I'm using it for Bible study, but also the other is on doing verse mapping. You guys can look that up. There's a lot of people who do verse mapping. It's just a lot of different ways of doing it. I think that it's good to get all that different information and then figure out which one works best for you and just start doing it and then incorporate some of the things that other people are doing. Typically when I'm doing the verse mapping, I'm not always using the same formula of what I add per verse. I switch it up. It's whatever I feel like doing that day. But I actually do have a little write-up that gives you some things to perhaps add into your verse mapping. If you guys want to receive that, DM me and I can send you a copy of it. So I'm going to be picking a verse that we are supposed to be doing together next Tuesday. And you guys want to get ahead of the schedule, then I can still show you how I end up doing mine, or do it together at that moment, and then we'll have more time to discuss. And I'm going to do that on Tuesday evening. How do you pick a verse? Oh, I just pick one randomly, or sometimes when I'm reading during my quiet time and I see a verse that just really maybe spoke to me at that moment, I will write it down. And sometimes I don't get a chance to do it right there and then, but I just will list it at least. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I have some editing to do. That was part of my plan today. Actually, part of my plan is that paperwork, but it can wait. I have till the end of January, which means next week. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you very much for hanging out, and as usual, keep on documenting life as it happens. Bye-bye.